Angie!
Yeah.
Come here, I want you to try this. I'm testing the new sour series. Needs to be more sour.
Yeah, it's not sour enough.
That's Arnold. That's Arnold. Not sour enough. It's ready. It's right. No, listen, I have the combination. I got it. It's perfect. It's exactly the way we want it to be. Perfect.
Big surge. We're almost there.
So close.
I know. Just a few days out. Thanks for having us again.
Yeah, of course.
So we're in your house, and I was just asking. I've been coming here 3 or 4 times. Every time I'm just mesmerized by all the pictures and the trophies on the walls. I just want you to show people
So randomness.
what you got over here.
Yeah, so this trophy, it's so heavy I can't even pick it up. I don't know what show it was for. I'm guessing one that was in like Mexico. That's one of the trophies he got. But this one, I always like to show people because it looks so little. But this one weighs as much as my Nationals trophy, probably more.
Wow.
But you would never know because it's so little. But it just shows like the detail that they would put into trophies.
The craftsmanship.
Yeah. And then here's my parents.
Wow.
And then
That's awesome.
someone sent me this. This was a long time ago. It was actually a piece of wood. And it was really big, but it was like, man, it had to have been, because he's got hair.
Okay.
So it has to have been from the early 60s.
Wow.
And it's almost as thick as this. It was a piece of wood, but the outside was like molding and it was just old. God knows where it was. So I cut it and then bought this frame and put it in here. But this picture is just
He's a beast there.
stupid.
Jesus.
God knows what he's thinking. Or eating. And then
That's awesome. Yeah, all those trophies over there. So those are all yours up there?
up there is all mine, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
But yeah.
And that's you when you were little. How old were you there?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. 2 or 3.
You got a lot of hair there. I don't know if people can see.
I should have kept it. And this is the only thing I have from my parents is them super young. I always tell stories about how my dad, he wouldn't even wear clothes. This is a robe. It's literally like a wear around the house robe. And he would just tuck it in his pants. And then the one button that it had, he would just wear it as a shirt.
Why? Why would he do that? He just...
His style
That was his style?
His style was uncanny. But also I don't think he could find clothes.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at all the shirts and stuff that he had,
Yeah.
they all were special tailored with the, the arm
Yeah.
slit and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
There's so much randomness.
Thank you. That's awesome. Very cool. All right.
Take the truck today.
All right. Change it up. What are we training?
Shoulders.
All right.
Shoulder day. It's so crazy that I leave day after tomorrow.
I
for a while.
know.
Man, I don't know what I was thinking too. Like, I always like to go early so that way I can like settle, let my body adjust. But like, I'm usually in a bad atmosphere and I want to get out quick so I can get there. Now I'm leaving paradise to go fucking Midwest cold 11 days early. So as soon as we booked the flights, I was like, maybe we shouldn't have went more than a week early. But it'll be all right. It'll be cool. But man, I've already had such like good people reaching out to me, letting me know what gyms I can train at, and I got some friends. I'll be able to see Seth coming back to Ohio, so that'll be really cool.
And Chris is going already because of you also.
Yeah.
Casino, so.
Man, I got both Chris's.
That's
I gotta
awesome.
have almost a whole week of both Chris's looking at me.
Chris Square.
Yeah, Chris Squared, exactly. Like I told Fuad on the podcast, if I can mess this up with both of them, this isn't for me.
Yeah, that was a great podcast, by the way. Go check out Fuad Abiyad's podcast. There, we're just on it. I think it just came out today, so yeah, go check it out.
Yeah, unless you get your feelings hurt and you get
Yeah, you can.
yeah, if you get offended or get triggered, then probably don't go watch it. Probably don't watch anything I ever do.
All right, we're gonna get in there. Thanks, buddy.
See ya.
Versus coming daily under pressure. Working on the scheme, the true stock trademark is at the edge of the one. One shot for the kill, the piece come freeze up, straight dropping the kill. Taking over pieces and shares of all sky high, check the movement is here. Yeah, it's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. Go! Turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the bars in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover, break the drummer, passion never rest. Freedom is a teacher under pressure, now we blessed. See, I was so good for the code. It's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah. It's one on one shot, now the future is yours. Let's go! One shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah, I was building on the lecture. Verses coming daily under pressure. Working on the plot and the scheme. The true stock trademark is at the edge of your dreams. I'm talking one shot for the kill, the breeze cut, freeze up, straight dropping the chills. I'm talking taking over pieces and shares of all break sky high, check the movement is here. Yeah, it's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the formula and chemistry. The memories spark and motivate and make the industry shake. We put the bars in the brakes. I'm talking one chance at best, yes. Painting pictures for the culture, keep the brushes fresh. Flip the cover, work the drummer, passion never rest. Freedom is our teacher under pressure, now we blessed. See, I was so good for the goal. It's one heart, one shot, now the future is yours. Go! Yeah. It's one on one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
starter, fajita, and Coke for just $10. Together we share.
Drive it up.
Go.
All right, you guys, 12 days out from the 2020 Arnold Classic. It's getting down to the wire, and thank you again for having us in your gym, Serge, with Chris. And you're just about to leave for Columbus in just a couple days, right?
Yeah, day after tomorrow. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm curious to see. Obviously, you look great, but every time I see you, I'm always more concerned about people's frame of mind and how they feel right before such a big show. It's probably the biggest show you've ever done, biggest show of your career, so there's a lot riding on it. What I would say, though, is that you can't really call this series flying under the radar because I think people are seeing you coming now. So is that a bad thing or is that a good thing?
Yeah, it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing?
That's the whole purpose of me disappearing. But it's just proof that how fake the industry is too, because he keeps getting on me about it, how I shouldn't really be bitter about it and it shouldn't bother me, but it does, because I'm the same exact person. And you know that, Jay knows that, people in my life know that I'm the exact same person I was a year ago. Same mentality, I'm going to the gym the same amount of time. The only difference is now there's more muscle on my body, but now all of a sudden there's more of a promise. Now I'm more serious. You can't be more serious just because you look different and you care different, but I wanted to go into the show and I wanted to prove that you can do well with no hype. So now we're back to square one, where now there's all this hype. And it's really not even because of anything I did. I'm not posting any progress pics. I'm not saying I'm gonna win anything. If anything, I'm saying I'm not gonna win. It's just proof that in this fitness industry, there's like a snowball effect. As soon as somebody notices something, then the other person notices it, and before you know it, everybody's jumping on and saying, oh my God, this person's gonna do well. where if I had walked in with no hype and I got fourth, everybody was like, oh my God, it's amazing. You exceeded expectations and you did great. Now you got people throwing out things as crazy as I'm gonna win. And now if I don't win, it's somehow a letdown and it's a disappointment. And I know you're rolling your eyes because we know it's not, but still that's how it's gonna come off.
No, I want to say that I understand what you're saying, and also I want to say again that you were on the Fouad Abiad's podcast, and for you who want to get to know Sergio on a personal level, go watch that podcast because I really felt like your real personality shined through it, and we understand you a lot better when you listen to that hour and 20 minutes podcast.
I know you're saying we because you're just saying we, but you already knew me, and I think that's why these series are doing so well and it's getting such feedback is because you're shooting it and you're my friend, and Fouad's is my friend, and I would feel like I was just talking to him, and I said the same thing on the podcast that I feel like we're just on the phone and he's just recording it. You can tell when I'm working with someone who's not my friend or not a family member because then it's forced, it's pushed, and then I'm having to be someone different. So I think the Fouad podcast is coming off so well, and this series is booming because I literally just feel like I'm doing what I would be doing if there was no camera, except you are documenting it. So.
Well, that's great. I think that's the real thing, and that's what Jay always said. Be real. We're only filming real shit. We're not gonna make up stuff, and I think that's exactly what you're doing. We don't rehearse any of this shit. We show up over here. I don't know what you're doing. I'm asking you, what are we training? Chris is coming along, and that's it. We just document what you were doing that day, and that people respond to that. But what I was gonna say is, hype is. It's a thing, but remember that if you're not good, there is no hype. It doesn't matter if you do a series on someone or not. If the person's not good,
but that's not true though. There's tons of people on social media that are not good, and they got millions of followers.
I know that. I can't.
Sure
You're right. I don't understand that.
They're making six figures because they sell ebooks because they'll post a picture of themselves, and this is a big thing. And again, right? So I don't have to repeat myself. Just everybody go watch the Fouad Abiad podcast I did because you'll get what I'm saying. But there's a difference between the fitness industry and bodybuilding. Bodybuilders at some point of the year, they got to prove themselves. You got to get up on stage half naked and show that you are backing up what you talk about. The fitness industry people never do. They never have to show up. They can always post themselves in the right light, the right filters, the right Photoshop, and that's a big difference because then when a bodybuilder gets up on stage and you can't Photoshop, we get destroyed and broke down, and now we're not as good as so-and-so who hasn't done legs since 2015, and that's a big problem. They're getting somehow more respect than open bodybuilders. And again, instead of complaining about it, that's just something I hope to change, is I want to bring respect back into the open bodybuilding.
Well, I just felt like this series was real. What we showed is real. Nothing is Photoshop. Nothing is altered. What people saw on camera is what really happened all the way back from 13 weeks out till 12 days out. So I'm glad that you get some hype because you should get some hype. And I told Chris, I said, listen, I think he's going to shock a lot of people. And he should, because I think that you really are one of the athletes who made the most progress this year. And I think people will see that. So regardless if you win or not, that's a fact. And I think people will see it. And I'm just glad that you got to be along for the ride. Right, Chris?
Always
Yeah.
important.
So you were saying something on Fouad that I want to touch on real quick. You said that normally as you get closer to show, and something I always struggle with, but I'm just an amateur obviously, I always get super nervous as the show got closer and closer, and he said he felt the same way too. So I was glad to hear you say that having Chris around has brought you more calm and more serenity and not have to stress so much. And if anything, to have him there for that, just for that alone, I think will make a huge difference on stage, don't you think?
Right, exactly. But it's just one of those things that when in bodybuilding, sometimes there's things that you don't find out, or there's things you can't test or try out until the day of the show.
Yeah.
And you might make a mistake, and it takes a whole year before you get that
I know,
chance
that
again.
sucks.
And in that year, people will be like, "Oh, write you off." Oh, when really all you did was you messed up. You dropped your water wrong. You ate too much. You spilled over. And for someone who's never done a show, they're only going to look at the finished project. Oh, he was fat. Oh, he was watery. When maybe you learned that you have a gluten allergy. You know, you have no idea. And sometimes this trial and error takes years, and that's what I talk about on the podcast, that guys like Branch One, Dexter Jackson, these guys have done these trial and errors so much that when they show up, they know exactly what to do and exactly when to do it. Because look, we get 3 minutes. We get 3 minutes, sometimes less, all year to prove what you did. It's like if you went to college and you went to med school, and then you get 3 minutes to take one test to cover the whole year, and if you fail, you fail. You can't pay your bills, you don't move up in the sport, you lose sponsors. So for you to be able to go into a show and know that those things exist and not let them hinder you, you have to be very mentally strong, or done all the trial and errors and done all the work that you know you're right.
And that just takes experience and time.
Right, exactly.
Chris, how do you keep him calm? What is it that you're doing? What's your role into trying to keep him level-headed and not worried? Do you guys talk about it, or what's?
Yeah, just like little stories here and there about things I've been through or experienced over the years, and it's just like little talks here and there throughout the day, or sometimes we just chill around, just thinking about things. I just throw it out there just to understand. Yeah, this is what I went through. This is what happened. This is how I got through it.
He tells me when he messes up.
Did you ever get nervous before you used to compete?
It
didn't look like it.
Well, no, I did. At first, I was super nervous. I was super shy, super not, willing to put it out there like that. And then just took over time, after a while, it wasn't so bad to go out there in the pose down with some of the greatest guys of your era.
All right.
So, yeah.
Sergio, let me ask you a question. Do you feel this is your best ever?
Yeah, it was my best
Okay.
ever 16 weeks ago.
Then right there, it should give you this confidence inside you that.
But Chicago was my best ever, and Tampa was my best ever too.
Oh, really?
But then I messed it up the last week. So that's the thing, and that we were just talking about it last night. If you weren't in my life, and you weren't following me like how people are now, which is cool, they're following me now. But people that did follow me before would see that my muscles were round, they were full, I had striations, I was veined out of my mind. And then that last week, when you start to do the bodybuilding part, not the Instagram part. The bodybuilding part is where now you have to figure out how much water to drop, how much carbs to add. And this is just a whole lifestyle that people don't understand. They think that you stop drinking water, get some pump up, put some oil on in trunks, and that's bodybuilding. And there's not, and there's a lot more to that. And that's,
Science.
And I made a post about it after Chicago, and I actually got ripped apart because I was trying to explain that I'm not as good of a professional with my timing, and that's exactly what the post was. People can go back and look. It's a back double by, and I posted a back double by of what my back looked like at about 8 o'clock p.m. And I learned at that show, my body, it dries out later in the day because
It
I'm a
peaks
night
at
owl.
night.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And that's not an excuse. It's just how my body
It's a
works.
fact,
So
yeah.
I have to adjust. But I was just showing what I would have looked like if I would have got on stage later. It wasn't the lighting was bad, I didn't get a fair judging.
I get it.
It wasn't one of those. It was just explaining that this is something that I need to learn to get better at. So I've corrected that and I've got better at that. But as soon as you learn one thing, you'll learn something else that's better.
That's right.
So I'm excited, and it is the best I've ever looked. But bodybuilding, you don't find out if you really are going to get an A on your report card until the day of the show.
That's right.
You nailed it.
Yeah. Well, Chris, you're going to Columbus with him.
Yeah.
Aceto's going to be there also, so your team's going to be there. The girls are going to be there to help you out. Your dog's going to be there.
Right? Police is
So I
coming.
think you're taking what's working here, bring it over there. Plus Chris Aceto, I don't think you have to worry about anything, man. You're just going to
Yeah.
keep rolling and.
No, I'm not worried.
That's awesome.
I like to educate people on social media, and I think people that don't know me personally, it's coming off as like I'm almost trying to throw things out there to brace people for me to do bad, and that's not it. I'm just trying to explain to them that usually in bodybuilding, whenever you say somebody's going to win, they don't win. And usually when you say this person has no chance, just like Sean Ray will learn, we have a little bit more than a chance, and we're going to do better, and we're going to exceed expectations.
Thank you for throwing that in there. So, I'm going to let you go. It's late. I know you still have some posing to do and go back home and eat everything. But I just want to thank you on behalf of, from myself, Jay, and everybody who's been watching this series leading up. We really appreciate you letting us into your life, into your home, into your gym, you and Chris. And that's, we can't wait for Columbus, man.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody and all the feedback, people messaging me. I think a long time ago I did a podcast with Fuad actually, and I said that I respond to every message I get. And I think someone saw that and they started to test me to see if I do. But I do. I respond back to everyone. I mean, unless you're a weirdo or a creep.
Yeah.
But I respond back to everybody. So I've been getting huge feedback just from this series. And I know it's just because of how it's coming off and people are feeling like they are a part of our life and this training session. And as much as I hate social media, that's something that he didn't have, my dad didn't have, and the guys, Jay didn't have. So I need to turn that into a positive, and I need to be thankful that I'm able to meet new people and even help people, even though there's a bunch of weirdos out there. There's a bunch of great people
That's right.
that are looking for help and guidance, and they are lost, and sometimes a simple message can help them change their path, and maybe they can become something.
That's right. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, you guys.
Thanks.